歡迎你嚟到我哋潮玩飛鏢嘅節目。我係你嘅主持Robert。我哋喺呢度有邦 James Bond，亦都有一位嘉賓就係叫做Gregory Greg Wright。佢就係一個響都行區一個好高級嘅飛鏢會裏頭。呢個會咧只有24個選手嘅啫，咁會員嘅啫，咁我哋就今日咧就請到佢哋接受我哋訪問。And welcome our audience to our program All About Darts. We have today here myself, your host Robert, and also our other co-host Bond, James Bond of Darts, and also our guest Gregory or Greg Wright. He is one of the 24 only players in a very elite Durham Premier Dart League. So with that, let's say hello to our guest. How are you doing, Greg?
I'm fine. How are you?
Okay, and so I'll let Bong start off with questions about this league.
Hello everyone, my name is Bong. James Bong. Our guest for tonight is Greg Wright, and he is playing in the Durham Premier Dart League. Greg, I would like to ask a question and share it to the listeners. How did you get into this only 24 players in the Durham Premier Dart League?
This league, I was actually invited by the runner of this league, John Morrison. He looks to see he's very familiar with the dart players around Ontario and in the area, and I got a personal invite to a qualifying tournament, and I qualified for the tournament, playing in this tournament.
Oh, okay. 原來阿邦問我哋嘅嘉賓究竟佢點樣可以入到一個咁樣嘅24個會員，之後24個會員一個咁高級咁特別嘅飛鏢會咧？佢話原來佢係受邀請入去嘅。And what do you think is the reason that Mr. Morrison invite you to try it out and get into the league?
Word of mouth. A lot of people have been watching my game, and I've been playing in various tournaments, and he actually saw me play one day in another league, and I played one of his players and did really well against him, and he asked me to come out and try out.
Oh, that's cool. I really can see that he's sort of like a scout going around to find the right players for this very closed league of Durham Premier Darts League. OK， 其實我問呢位嘉賓佢究竟點解會被選中呢？原來佢係喺其他一啲飛鏢會嗰度玩飛鏢嘅，咁就俾呢個Morrison 嘅先生睇中咗。就特別請佢加入嘅。And may I ask, so who is Mr. Morrison in relation to the Durham Premier Dart League? Is he a player there already, or is he an executive or something like that?
He is both a player and an executive. Him and his son run the league. His son is actually statistician. They do have a treasurer. He's also a really close friend of John Part, and when it comes to the dart game, he is a mentor and knows everything about the game.
OK， 咁其實呢個 Morrison 先生似我估計一樣咧，佢係一個董事嚟嘅，一個理事嚟嘅，咁同埋佢個仔一齊咧，佢哋就周圍去揾一啲好嘅會員入去嘅，咁and maybe we can now talk about all the why 24 players and how do people get in and get out of the system. Maybe you can tell our audience a little bit about that.
Well, every week we play every player. We do two rounds of best of 12 legs. 7 is a win, 6 is a tie. And at the end of the year, points are allocated based on your wins. 2 points for a win, 1 for a tie. And at the end of the year, the bottom 4 players will be relegated to a knockout round from the qualifiers of the tournament that they have for the next year.
And so what happened to these 4 players? They just disappear then?
There is another league on Wednesday night out there that they can qualify for a few weeks later. But there is always the opportunity to come back as an alternate or return the following year to qualify.
原來咧呢個一個禮拜咧都會有比賽嘅，咁而最後有分計出嚟嘅，咁而最後即係做得最唔好嗰4位咧就要請走噶啦，咁就會另外會揾一啲人去入嚟代替嘅。So Bong, I'll turn this over to you, and you can direct some questions to our audience.
Greg, it seems that you are not only playing in the Durham Premier Dart League, but you are playing in the Scarborough City Dart League. Can you tell the audience why Scarborough City Dart League, and what's the thing about this Scarborough City Dart League Division A tournament that you had the other days?
Scarborough City Dart League was actually the very first league I played in a few years back. I got asked to play, and it was for fun. And now I'm very competitive in the game now. And I also live close to in Scarborough, so it works out better for me.
咁其實我哋嘅嘉賓咧就話佢點解講出嚟點解佢去Scarborough City Dart League 嗰度玩咧，亦都因為佢哋咧就腳啦，同埋佢已經喺度玩咗好耐嘅。And what other activities do you get involved in? Do you also, if I see here that you also do some U.S. tournaments, correct?
Yes, I've played in a couple of the PDC North American qualifying tournaments. A few years back, I went out just to see what it was like. By no means was I a great player at the time, but I went there and realized that I can do it and I belong. And I met a lot of friends. Now I can walk into any of those tournaments, and a lot of the top U.S. and Canadian players will acknowledge me.
And whereabouts do you play these U.S. tournaments? Are they mostly in the Eastern Seaboard area? Are you traveling all over the country, all the way up west?
I went as far as Chicago to the west, and to the east was Atlantic City.
That was the Professional Dart Corporation, which is a group of professional dart players playing in North America. That is a tour, professional tour.
咁邦亦都有講嘅，咁Greg 佢究竟喺啲美國嘅比賽嗰度係咪即係周遊列國咁樣，周圍去到每一個省份嗰度咧，每個州嗰度咧，咁其實唔係嘅。佢話佢只不過係去到最遠去到芝加哥西邊東邊佢去到 Atlantic City， 即係 New York 外邊個海岸嗰度。咁佢就周圍都去，即係佢喺美國都頗有名聲嘅。咁所以好多人都識得佢嘅。And what kind of things you would ask our guest today about?
Before Greg was playing in the North American tour, he was surprised because I invited him to attend the dart sessions with mentor Peter Scott in one of the dart club we used to be, and Greg was one of the invited guests. Can you describe, Greg, what you learned from that training sessions that we had a couple of years back?
One of the things you guys taught me was finishing, different ways to finish based on where you are in the game, where your opponents are, which way is good to go. You taught me the confidence, and you also taught me the mental aspect of the game to be able to stay focused for the duration of the tournament.
其實佢同我哋兩位教練都好有淵源嘅。佢話幾年前已經開始咗，咁亦都係由佢哋兩位教識咗佢好多巧妙嘢啊，咁令到佢對呢個玩飛鏢都好有信心，同埋玩得好好嘅。And somewhere I read about you getting your wife involved in mixed doubles. Now that's a very cool way of interacting with a wife. Do you get into arguments about strategy at the point of the tournament afterwards?
The Darts Ontario mixed doubles, Greg and wife Charmaine Wells are playing together. Can you describe, Greg, how is the feeling playing with your wife in this mixed doubles tournament in the Darts Ontario zones?
I actually love playing with the wife, Charmaine. When we first started playing, she had her partner, I had my partner, and we've been, me and everyone else have been trying to get her to play with me, and she thought it would take a toll on our relationship and everything, but it hasn't.
Oh, that's good because I could relate to that. We have a Chinese mahjong game, and one of the things that people don't want to do is get the wife to sit on around the table, because everyone is on their own, and so when you play the Chinese mahjong game with tiles, there's a lot of animosity. It's bad enough with friends, and if your wife play, well, afterwards there'll be a lot of accusations and finger pointing, and half the time you end up sleeping on the sofa. Okay, so yeah， 其實我哋講到咧就係同佢太太一齊玩呢個玩飛鏢啊，係做混合雙打嘅。咁我哋問佢究竟有冇問題咧？佢話原來佢太太以前係有自己嘅，咁而家咧就個 partner 而家同佢玩。我哋話即係打麻雀嘅時候咧，我哋自己都睇到中國人打麻雀嘅切忌兩公婆落台過後一定有啲拗撬嘅。咁呢個問題即係其實都帶出咗一個好好嘅，如果可以同太太一齊玩咧，更加有一啲樂趣。咁我哋講到呢度咧，又會考慮下將我哋呢個節目去一去我哋客戶嘅時間。一陣間我哋翻嚟咧，再會繼續訪問我哋呢位嘅嘉賓Gregory White， 等問下佢用飛鏢同埋各樣嘅心得，俾我哋大家一個集體嘅研究。好，各位，我哋而家暫時停一停，我哋翻嚟再訪問嘉賓。
華語電台着數多，
一卡在手冇錯過。
Canadian Chinese Radio Jet to Card Special。
O'Connor Dental Care 全科牙醫服務、緊急護理、美白種牙、箍牙專家，憑質素卡享9折。地址1871號 O'Connor Drive， 電話416-759-0895。
For all your dental needs plus savings on denture whitening braces and wisdom tooth extraction, visit O'Connor Dental Care, 1871 O'Connor Drive, Toronto, 416-759-0895。
Tikka 印度美食、美味燒雞、傳統咖喱、燒薄餅，食過翻尋味。另有純素食食譜，地址喺6001號14街，電話905-2016-767，張圖街享有85折優惠。
Tikka Indian Delight at 6001 14th Avenue, Markham, 905-201-6767. Jitso Card 15% off。
飛鏢運動除強身健體之餘，仲可訓練頭腦，又可認識新朋友。由 Multicultural Dart Association 主辦嘅飛鏢訓練班現已接受報名，享譽國際嘅 Peter Scott 同飛鏢占士邦親自教導，5堂課程包用具，只需50蚊。報名及查詢電話416-496-9633。
Learn to play darts with Peter Scott and James Bong Faldas at Multicultural Darts Association. 5 sessions, equipment included, only $50. Please call 416-496-9633 for further details.
一做卡申請及查詢電話416-496-9633。華語電台着數多，一卡在手冇錯過。
潮玩飛鏢 All About Darts。
歡迎各位翻嚟我哋呢個節目，我哋係潮玩飛鏢，我係你嘅主持 Robert。喺呢度我哋都有我哋嘅另外一個主持就係阿邦James Bong 人稱係咪？亦都要同時今日我哋有一個嘉賓就係Gregory Wright， Greg Wright， 喺度同我哋講佢嘅心得嘅。 So this session, we are going to talk a little bit about practicing darts to upgrade skills, routines. I have Bong start with that to ask the questions.
Can you share, Greg, to all our listeners on how you practice your darts before a tournament?
Every time I get to a tournament, the first thing I do when I warm up is I throw 30 darts at the bullseye. That helps me with my accuracy and also loosens up my arm. After that, I go on to around the world doubles. I'll throw all my darts at double one, double two, double three, and continue on until I complete right to the double bull.
OK，其實佢嘅熱身運動咧，主要咧就係佢嘅秘訣咧，亦都係佢話佢第一樣嘢要做嘅熱身咧，就係掟30支飛鏢落去嗰個標心嗰度。OK，然之後咧就圍住嗰個盤喺度掟嗰啲 double 掟晒為止。So that would be quite something. How long does it normally take to finish that sort of routine for you?
The bullseyes maybe 5-10 minutes, and around the world, sometimes it takes me 5 minutes, sometimes it takes me 20 minutes. It just depends on what kind of day I'm having.
Yeah, so typically you would spend anywhere between 15 to 25 minutes just to do that, just to warm up. There's a good warm up for the arm, for the eye, for everything, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Measurement of the
究
distance.
竟要幾耐做完晒呢啲咁嘅熱身運動咧？佢話即係在乎佢心情啊、狀態啊，咁但係通常都20至25分鐘係走唔甩㗎啦。咁即係熱身之後咧，佢感覺會良好啊，咁佢會做一啲好一啲嘅。And what else? Maybe Bong?
I heard that shaving your hair affects your game. Can you explain that to the audience, Greg?
Oh, it's no secret that I'm losing my hair. I run a youth league every week, and the kids, there's a little ribbon going on with the kids and my hair going bald. But I do that. It's just to make me feel more comfortable when I'm playing.
咁樣其中一個佢嘅秘訣咧，當然呢個係個人嘅問題啦。就係剃頭啦嚇，有啲人就其實好多種古靈精怪嘅嘢都做嘅。如果喺一個比賽之前，有啲人就話唔換底衫褲啊，有啲又話要除咗剃咗須啊或者乜嘢。咁對我哋嘉賓嚟講咧，佢最重要一樣嘢咧就係剃頭，剃乾淨個頭。And that's funny because were you always bald in a sense at an early age, or do you simply just decided one day to get it all off the top of the head?
No, I've been going bald now for the last 15-20 years.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a really a young age. I have some friends who got into that kind of situation as well, and they handle it fairly well as well, and a lot of them simply, as you say, just shave off the head. 咁其實有啲人好早已經光頭嘅時候冇法子咧就剃頭啦，好多人都要剃頭嘅。And one other thing I read about is maybe that practicing and upgrading skills has something to do with weight of darts. What can you tell us about that, Greg?
I use a 22-gram dart. Everyone has their own technique, the way they throw, and weight is basically a comfortability thing when it comes to each and every individual.
Yeah, because I hear one time that there are some 24-gram darts too. Is there any tournament rules actually that dictates the weight of darts? What do you say about that, Bob? Do you know anything?
When playing steel tip darts, there is a limitation of the weight. I think it's 30 grams right now. 30 grams, the maximum weight of a dart.
But what is the minimum then? What is
for steel tip, it starts with 11 grams
wow,
up to
that's
30.
Different.
Yeah, but the thing is, when the electronic darts was introduced a couple of years ago, they limit the steel tip and the soft tip darts. They divided into 20 grams and below for a soft tip darts, and 20 or less and going up to 30 grams. When it comes to steel tip darts, no matter it is heavy or light, it's still okay. But with the electronic darts, there is a limitation up only to 20 grams.
So 其實呢個重量咧就係有好大嘅分別。響呢個鐵嘅飛鏢之上咧，可以由11克去到30克咁多。咁佢個人咧就中意用22克嘅。So am I right then? There is a very large range from 11 grams to 30 grams in steel tip, and depending on your preference, right? You can do whatever you want. So I guess the bulk of the weight will be in the portion right behind the tip, and to get to 30, right?
That's correct.
It's a total weight from barrel point to shaft and flight.
If we only have that range, we wouldn't have that football controversy. Huh? That would be interesting. OK， 咁即係其實真係由11克到30克都可以用，咁在乎你自己嘅。So is it customary for people to is it customary for people to stick with a certain way after they become comfortable? Would there be people who start off heavy and then at some point in life go light and vice versa?
Yes, some people do stay at the same weight, whether they change darts or not. Myself, I was throwing 27, 28 grams, and over the years I developed a new technique and I was able to drop down. I can even throw an 18 or a 16 gram dart as well when I'm playing soft tip.
OK， 我問究竟係咪每一個人都會用緊咗某一個重量而唔再轉嘅呢一世人？佢話唔係嘅。佢話佢最初嘅時候27克佢都玩過，咁然之後佢一路發覺佢可以改轉佢嘅技巧，令到佢而家可以掟一啲22克嘅飛鏢都得。And
aside from darts, Greg, what kind of other games you play or instruments do you play?
I used to play, and I still do now and then. I used to play in a music band, playing the bass, guitar, harmonica, as well as a keyboard. I keep it up time to dime, especially when I'm up north at campfires.
OK， 咁阿邦咧就問我哋嘅客人，究竟佢聽講佢有玩其他啲嘢，除咗飛鏢之外，有啲咩玩呢？原來佢係十分多才多藝嘅，佢又玩吉他啦，又玩口琴啦，又玩鋼琴啦，咁即係話well, it's like looks like you jack of all trades when it comes to musical instrument. You're pretty well a whole band yourself. You know, I ever seen one of those people sitting on a chair and playing all 3 different instruments at the same time. I can picture you doing that actually. You also ride a bike, motorbike?
Yes, last summer, I've been wanting for a few years to get a motorcycle, and last summer I was able to, and it's something I do in the summertime, and I love doing it. I go to work everywhere I need to go. It's great.
Yeah, would that be a Harley or anything like that?
It's a Yamaha.
Yamaha. Oh, what size engine have you got?
It's a little small one, 650. It's a good beginner bike. Hopefully in a few years I can upgrade to a bigger bike.
Oh, that's good. 咁其實我哋個嘉賓咧，佢亦都有啲其他嘢玩嘅，佢都中意揸呢個電單車嘅。咁佢揸一架650cc 嘅，都唔算太過分嘅，呢個唔係好超速嘅車。但係即係亦都係俾咗佢一啲另外人生嘅樂趣啦，係咪 ？And so back to the routine before the tournament. Other than all these things you talk about, throwing the darts, bullseye, doing doubles around the board, what other things do you do? Do you take an extra lunch like some people, or not take food, not take drinks, or anything like that at all?
No. sometimes I go out and have a break, and I'll leave the venue and go and just to get some fresh air. And especially when you're struggling, it can help you regroup for when you come back and play your next match.
Yeah, that's one of the important things that I learned from talking to the different people at various times. They all say that it's very much darts is very much a skills game as well as a mind game. You really have to be concerned with the mathematics and with the mind and with this psyche of how to control your emotion and speed and stuff. So I think that's a very important aspect that people got to realize. 即係其實我哋講過好多次咧，就係話嗰啲人講過不嬲啲客人都我哋啲上嚟訪問嘅訪客都講過，就係話呢個飛鏢咧，除咗係一個技術上嘅挑戰咧，亦都係一個心理上嘅挑戰。你一定要克服到心理上嘅緊張，然之後先至可以贏到大嘅賽事嘅。好啦，講到呢度呢，我哋又係時間去客戶。我哋翻嚟之後呢，就會繼續訪問我哋嘅嘉賓Craig Wright， 睇下佢究竟仲有咩嘅心得可以同我哋大家分享嘅。好，我哋下一節嘅時間再同大家再探討下Craig嘅有咩嘅心得。
華語電台着數多，
一卡在手冇錯過。
Canadian Chinese Radio Jet to Card Special。
O'Connor Dental Care 全科牙醫服務，緊急護理、美白、種牙、箍牙專家，憑質素卡享9折。地址1871號 O'Connor Drive， 電話416-759-0895。
For all your dental needs plus savings on denture whitening braces and wisdom tooth extraction, visit O'Connor Dental Care, 1871 O'Connor Drive, Toronto, 416-759-0895。
Tikka 印度美食，美味燒雞、傳統咖喱、燒薄餅，食過翻尋味。另有純素食食譜，地址喺6001號14街，電話905-2016-767，質素卡享有85折優惠。
Tikka Indian Delight at 6001 14th Avenue, Markham, 905-201-6767. Jitsu card 15% off。
飛鏢運動除強身健體之餘，仲可訓練頭腦，又可認識新朋友。由 Multicultural Dart Association 主辦嘅飛鏢訓練班現已接受報名，享譽國際嘅 Peter Scott 同飛鏢占士邦親自教導，5堂課程包用具，只需50蚊。報名及查詢電話416-496-9633。
Learn to play darts with Peter Scott and James Bong Faldas at Multicultural Darts Association. 5 sessions, equipment included, only $50. Please call 416-496-9633 for further details.
質素卡申請及查詢電話416-496-9633。華語電台着數多，一卡在手冇錯過。
潮玩飛鏢 All About Darts。
Okay, we're now back into our session here with our guest Craig Wright, and who is from the Durham Premier Dart League, one of 24 only players invited into this very league. And so far, he's been sharing with us some of his pointers on skills and routines before tournaments and weight of darts. Now we can talk about the aspects of his accomplishments and practices with soft tip darts. I'll let Bong start off with that. Bong.
Greg, you've been playing steel tip darts for years. Can you share to the audience why you wanted to play an electronic or soft tip darts?
It's a different game. It's been very interesting to watch, and I wanted to get involved with it. And I had an opportunity to play in a pro tournament not too long ago, and I played in it, finished top 32, and I've been into it ever since.
OK，咁其實阿邦問我哋嘅我哋嘅訪客究竟佢有咩嘢令到佢玩呢個遠嘅tip 嘅飛鏢呢？咁佢話佢因為有機會玩，咁同埋佢玩過一次呢係入咗頭32位嘅，咁即係引起咗佢興趣，佢一直玩落去啦。And so I guess this is what it's all about. Once you start it, you can't stop. But we talked about earlier that there are some differences in weight of the darts and between soft tip and hard tip. So maybe you can tell us a little bit more about that, Craig.
The soft tip boards are not capable of a heavier dart, so they limit it. Some of them are 24 grams, but all in all, it's 20 grams or less.
Okay, and as we said earlier, the hard tips are up to 30, right?
I believe so, yes.
13 grams.
Yeah, 11 to 30. Okay, so 其實嗰啲而家呢啲軟嘅飛鏢呢，因為佢有個重量問題啊，佢又用電子計分，咁通常呢都係11克去到20克，即係20 gram。而硬嗰啲呢係去到呢個硬嗰啲呢係去到差唔多30嘅，可以11去到30嘅。And one thing we also forgot to mention too is the fact that the distance between hard and soft tip, there's a difference as well from where you stand and where you hit the dart. Maybe we can talk about the distance and what they are.
Well, in steel tip darts, we stand from a distance of 7 foot 9 3/4 inches. And in soft tip, it's 8 feet.
Okay, so 響硬嘅呢，我哋掟呢個飛鏢嘅時候呢，就離開嗰個標靶呢係有7尺9又3/4寸。但係如果我哋要掟呢啲軟 tip 嘅飛鏢嘅時候呢，我哋企嘅位置呢，就一定要係8尺離開嗰個標板嘅表面係8尺嘅。So that would kind of give us an idea what some of the major differences are, and now we can get back into soft tip again. That maybe you can tell us a little bit more about your soft tip achievements or experience.
Well, like I was saying earlier, I got invited into it was actually a North American Pro Tour event, and did really well. I qualified in the pre-tournament, seeding myself 11th, and managed to make the top 32.
You've been playing darts, steel tip darts, Greg, like 27 grams set of darts, and then all of a sudden you changed to what grams in soft tip darts?
My soft tip darts are 16 gram, and my steel tip are now 22.
22. So how did you adjust that for a few months prior to the tournament of the soft tip darts?
Well, I've always practiced at a local bar, the soft tip darts with the lighter dart, and I used to, when I was younger, I had issues with my arm hurting now and then, so I threw a lighter dart, threw lighter to the board, and I was just able to adjust back and forth depending on how I'm throwing.
其實呢個掟呢個飛鏢由一個硬嘅22克去到轉到軟嘅16克。都係一個即係一個適應嚟嘅，咁即係以前佢亦都有手痛嘅問題，咁最近呢，佢就一路開始就做得好啲，咁而家呢，佢係冇問題嘅，完全兩種飛鏢嘅唔同嘅做法，佢都唔會有一個大嘅問題嘅。And yeah, okay, so what other goals or achievements do you want to get to on soft tip darts?
Well, I want to get familiar with the leagues. I know there's a lot of leagues starting up, and I want to really get into that because I do want to start playing on the pro circuit with the soft tip darts.
Yeah, and earlier on we have a guest. Last time I think it was from Ontario Darts. and she talked to us about all the different tournaments and selections and all that. And then most of them were done in St. Catharines. In your recollection, do they also dealt with soft tip darts there as well in those tournaments?
No, there is no soft tips darts when it comes to affiliation with Darts Ontario, but at the provincials they do have a soft tip board set up there for demonstration to get people familiar with the different aspects of the game.
So if I have to say this, then is there such thing as a soft tip world tournament, if you want me to say?
Yeah.
There are a lot of soft tip darts tournaments in the States, usually in Las Vegas and California. I was attending the darts tournament in Las Vegas for the soft tip darts, in Los Angeles in 2012, and then another one in the North American qualifying to go to Hong Kong for the soft tip darts.
So, but let me ask then, if Ontario Darts have no soft tip program to select for nationals, how does one get into the national scene to get onto the international scene with soft tip?
They have tournaments. I know they're thinking about starting some, having more tournaments to help get to a bigger event that will allow people to travel to bigger events that will eventually open it up to get to the world events.
OK， 咁其實我一直都喺度問緊，究竟呢啲軟性嘅飛鏢究竟有冇一啲規劃，令到嗰啲人可以喺國際場上面出線啊，或者係贏到冠軍呢？咁其實都好複雜嘅，但係原則上咧都係有嘅。但係就唔係經過呢個 Darts Ontario 嘅去出線嘅，你要玩其他一啲。咁阿邦咧就講過響拉斯維加斯咧，亦都有一啲好重要嘅賽事咧，令到啲人可以出線嘅。And so now the soft tip within Durham Premier Dart Leagues, they don't play soft tips. Is that correct?
No, they don't. There is a few players that are now familiarizing themselves with it because, like I said, it opens up another aspect of the game, and eventually it'll all help you with your game overall.
You earlier on mentioned that you have a machine at home to play soft tip. Is that correct?
Yes, it's just a basic machine I bought, I believe, at Walmart for my kids when they were younger, and I've been using it to practice when my soft tips are coming up.
And it doesn't have a webcam,
no,
like one of these. It basically is with a calculator to let you do a 501, 301 reduction.
That's basically it, and a few other games, but yeah, basically it just keeps score for you.
Just for my own interest and the interest of others, do you find these very expensive? What sort of price range are we talking about if you have to buy one like that today?
You can get cheap ones for $20-$30, or you can get more expensive ones that'll run you $100-$200.
And battery is not included, or is it plugged in?
Sometimes they plug in, sometimes they come with adapter, and sometimes you have to buy the adapter, but batteries you do have. Most of them do allow for batteries.
Wow, I just wondered because the cost could go up if you use batteries, not to say that sometimes we have the habit of leaving the batteries in and it sort of kills the system after now and then. 咁我就訪問我哋嘅訪客，我同佢講就係話究竟佢講過一啲話佢自己有個標靶嘅板喺嗰度，喺屋企嗰度就係用呢個軟性飛鏢嘅。咁究竟呢一個會唔會好貴呢？或者咩嘢呢？佢話俾我聽就係唔係好貴嘅，幾十蚊嘅啫。咁究竟會唔會有電啊？或者係用乾電啊、濕電啊？佢話各種各樣都有。咁我話即係如果用乾電嘅咧，就認真要小心啲啦，因為咧嗰啲電一個唔覺意咧就會漏咗喺度，有啲細路仔去玩咧，咁就好容易咧就會唔記得咗啊，就會冇咗呢一個電之後咧，啲電就會發毛啊，咁就會令到你完全冇得用嘅，或者係毀壞咗呢個標靶嘅。 好啦，講到呢度呢，我哋又要去我哋客戶嘅時間。等我哋翻嚟之後呢，我哋會繼續訪問我哋嘅今日嘅嘉賓Craig Wright， 亦都同時呢，我哋亦都會問一問邦睇下佢有乜嘢究竟飛鏢活動佢可以去同我哋講一講嘅。咁我哋翻嚟之後呢，再同大家一齊再繼續呢個節目。OK， 我係你嘅主持 Robert， 我哋呢度有邦同埋我哋嘅嘉賓Craig Wright。好，我哋翻嚟之後再見。
華語電台着數多，
一卡在手冇錯過。
Canadian Chinese Radio Jet to Card Special。
O'Connor Dental Care 全方牙醫服務緊急護理美白種牙箍牙專家，憑質素卡向9折，地址1871號 O'Connor Drive， 電話416-759-0895。
For all your dental needs plus savings on denture whitening braces and wisdom tooth extraction, visit O'Connor Dental Care, 1871 O'Connor Drive, Toronto, 416-759-0895。
Tikka 印度美食美味燒雞、傳統咖喱、燒薄餅，食過翻尋味。另有純素食食譜，地址喺6001號14街，電話905-2016767，追數卡享有85折優惠。
Tikka Indian Delight at 6001 14th Avenue, Markham, 905-201-6767. Jitsu Card 15% off。
飛鏢運動除強身健體之餘，仲可訓練頭腦，又可認識新朋友。由 Multicultural Dart Association 主辦嘅飛鏢訓練班現已接受報名，享譽國際嘅 Peter Scott 同飛鏢占士邦親自教導，5堂課程包用具，只需50蚊。報名及查詢電話416-496-9633。
Learn to play darts with Peter Scott and James Bong Faldas at Multicultural Darts Association. 5 sessions, equipment included, only $50. Please call 416-496-9633 for further details.
質素卡申請及查詢電話416-496-9633。華語電台着數多，一卡在手冇錯過。
潮玩飛鏢 All About Darts。
Okay, audience, we are now back to our last session for the night, and we are now, first of all, getting to the things that are important, and that is the darts update from Bong. He will give us the latest dart updates on the dart scene, and here's Bong.
Before your romantic evening, come out and have fun. Valentine's Day Tournament, February 14, Saturday. Mixed drawn doubles tournament registration at about 10 o'clock in the morning, and game starts at 10:45. $10 per player, 50-50 draw raffles, and more fun. It will be at New Toronto Billiards, 2878 Lakeshore Boulevard West in Etobicoke, Ontario. Call this number 416-251-5551。
各位而家有一個情人節嘅特別項目，就係2月14號禮拜六就佢呢就係一個混合嘅 double 嘅 tournament， 佢嘅報名呢就係朝早10點，比賽就係10點45分左右。每一個參賽者要俾10蚊嘅參賽費。咁而佢亦都會有一啲抽獎啦，好好玩嘅。咁佢喺邊度舉行啊？就係響呢個一間公司叫做 New Toronto Billiards，就係2878 Lakeshore Boulevard West 響 Etobicoke。嗰度佢哋電話咧就係416-251-5551，如果有興趣嘅請聯絡。
2015 Affiliate Team Events for Darts Ontario Ladies, February 21st, Saturday. Ladies A Team, hosted by Barrie Pub Dart League, Registration closes at 9:45 in the morning. Play starts at 10 o'clock. Venue is at Army, Navy, Air Force, number 7 George Street, Barrie, Ontario. That's Ladies A team. And Ladies B team, hosted by Hamilton. Registration closes at 9:45 a.m. Play starts at 10 in the morning. Venue, Royal Canadian Legion, Branch 163, 435 Lime Ridge Road in Hamilton, Ontario.
咁呢，亦都係同時，我哋喺2月21號禮拜六呢，有一個附屬嘅隊伍嘅比賽，咁係2015Affiliate Team Event。咁呢個呢，就係 Darts Ontario 嘅女士組嘅，女士呢，就A 隊就係由呢個 Barrie 呢個省響400號公路上嘅 Pop Dart League 嗰度。就會係嗰個報名咧就係9:45，真正比賽咧就係10點鐘，個地方咧就叫 Army Navy Air Force， 就係7號 George Street， 響 Barrie Ontario， 即係400號公路上嗰度啦。亦都有一個 Ladies B Team 嘅，咁咧嗰個主持咧就 host 咧就係 Hamilton 啦。咁嗰個報名咧就係9:45，比賽咧就係10點。再講一次，佢哋嘅地點咧就係Royal Canadian Legion， 個 branch 就係163號，地址就係435 Lime Ridge Road，Hamilton Ontario， 即係 Hamilton 夏美頓啦。
The annual Kalmalut Dart Tournament, February 21st at Highgate Legion Branch 335, 256 King Street, Highgate, Ontario. Chatham, it's between Chatham, Kent and London, Ontario. It's on Saturday, February 21st, 2015. Events, singles, registration at 8:45 a.m. Game starts at 9:30 a.m. $10 per person. Doubles registration to follow the games of singles. $10 per person. Sunday, February 22, 2015. Team event, registration 10:30 a.m. Starts at 11:30 a.m. $10 per person. Contact David Perry, 519-360-8435 or 519-678-3645. The annual Kalmalot Dart Tournament.
咁仲有其他嘅活動呢，就係一個叫做每年一度嘅 Carl Mallet 嘅Dart Tournament 嘅飛鏢大賽。咁響邊度舉行呢？就係響一個叫 Highgate Legion， 佢嘅 branch 呢就係335，地點呢就係一個攤叫 Highgate， 就係256號 King 街 Highgate Ontario。響邊度呢？就係響呢個 Chatham Kent 同埋 London 嘅位置咁上下。咁嗰個就係禮拜六2月21號，咁同時亦都會有一個單打嘅進行，就係8:45登記，而9點半咧就開始，係10蚊每人10蚊入場比賽嘅。至於嗰個雙打咧，就係亦都係呢個開始登記，就係登記完單打之後登記。就係10蚊每人。咁至於禮拜日22號2月22號呢，亦都有一啲隊伍嘅比賽項目，佢哋嘅登記呢就係10點半開始呢，就係11點半，亦都係10蚊一位嘅。咁我哋去邊度查詢呢個問題呢？呢個比賽呢，就係一個叫 Dave Perry， 係519-360-8435。或者再打一個電話519-678-3645嘅。
Darts Ontario Team Affiliate Shoot for Open, February 28, 2015, Saturday. Team A, Royal Canadian Legion Branch 142, 243 Coxwell Avenue, Toronto, just south of Gerrard Street. Team B, Royal Canadian Legion Branch 345, 81 Perd Road, Toronto, north of St. Clair and Victoria Park Avenue. Team C, Royal Canadian Legion, Branch 73, Danforth Road and Danforth Avenue, number 2 Robinson Avenue in Scarborough. And for the Super Division team, Naval Association, 315 Weber Street North, Waterloo, Ontario.
咁其實亦都有另外一個比賽就叫 Darts Ontario Team Affiliate， 咁就喺28號2月禮拜6嘅。佢哋咧亦都有各種唔同嘅隊伍，Team A、Team B 同埋 Team C 嘅。咁佢哋嘅地點咧各有不同。我講一講 Team A 咧就係響 Royal Canadian Legion。佢個 branch 就係142，佢嘅地點就係243 Coxwell Avenue Toronto，響 Gerrard Street 嘅南邊。Team B 咧就係 Royal Canadian Legion，branch 345，81號 Pure Road Toronto，就響 St. Clair 嘅東邊同埋 Victoria Park。仲有 Team C 咧就係亦都係 Royal Canadian Legion branch 73。係響 Danforth Road 同埋 Danforth Avenue， 即係2號 Robinson Avenue 士嘉堡。咁仲有一個超級分隊比賽咧，就係 Naval Association 315 Weber Street North 喺 Waterloo 嘅 Waterloo。
Multicultural Dart Association aims to help promote darts and a sport with educational, social approach and basic mechanics, plus highly competitive atmosphere in a friendly setting. MDA also aims to help promote darts players in both soft tip and steel tip darts. Visit MDA Clubhouse at Canadian Chinese Radio, Suite 200A, 650 Highway 7 East, Richmond Hill, Ontario. Contact 647-997-0808 for Chinese language, 647-712-5222 English language.
多元文化飛鏢會咧係令到我哋呢一個運動咧就更加有進步嘅，咁亦都係大家可以嚟參加。咁我哋咧就教授或者係幫助大家去玩呢個軟硬嘅飛鏢嘅。咁你哋可以嚟到我哋嘅 Clubhouse 嗰度，就係響我哋呢個電台嗰度啦，就係200號室650 Highway 7 East Richmond Hill Ontario。如果要中文嘅咧就請打電話647-997-0808，英文嘅647-722。And now we're back to a few words. We have very limited time to talk to our guests again. And maybe we one final quick point, maybe very quick.
Greg, you have been playing darts all your years. Can you say something or give an advice to all would-be dart players?
For people that are, people that are very interested in darts and want to hone their skills and get really good at the game and are serious about the game, when you're practicing at home, have a purpose at the board. Don't just throw at the board because you're just going to be throwing at a big target. If you're going to throw at the board, throw for bullseyes or a segment of the 20 or a segment of the 3. Anything, just have a purpose. Even play 501 by yourself or against somebody, and that will help because the only way you're going to get better is keep playing.
Okay, thank you for all your advice today. Let me explain a little bit very quickly. 最後一啲忠告，我哋嘅嘉賓話俾我哋聽咧，就話我哋玩嘅時候一定要有一啲目的嘅，唔可以漫無目的咁樣。當我哋自己喺度玩嘅時候咧，我哋或者練習嘅時候一定要有一啲嘢，就算掟個飛鏢中心都好，唔好漫無目的咁毫無了期咁樣去玩呢樣嘢。So once again, I'd like to thank our guests today for coming to our studio, and we had a very exciting and very educational interview with our guests. And I'd like to thank our co-host Bong and say good night to our audience again. Craig, good night to the audience.
Good night. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Okay.
Chi Juan Fei Biu. James Bong.
哦，潮玩飛鏢Bond is really good 真係好好啦！而家各位時間又到啦，我哋下一次再同大家再深入研究，揾嘉賓上嚟同大家講潮玩飛鏢。我係你嘅 host Robert，
多謝。